Carthage must be destroyed. I'm starting up, as you can see, my next batch of mounted Agincourt Knights, and I just thought I'd start doing some more vlogs rather, about the different paint jobs and different things I'm working on. In the last video I was talking about my Romans. I will be getting back to those, but my plan, or rather my original plan, was that I was going to do a Lion Rampant team. As you guys all know, Lion Rampant 2 is around. I think it's already released, I'm not quite sure. If you haven't gotten yet, or if it's not released, it is coming out soon. I'm not sure how it's going to be different from the first version. Maybe it is the same, just updates and stuff in the book. But regardless, I thought it'd be a good time before it was out, or rather before I got it, to get a band going. And I've been sharing my other stuff on the channel here. You've seen, if you've been watching the channel, I've got a batch of two units of men-at-arms on foot, and then another unit of mounted knights, or rather mounted men-at-arms in the rules, from at least the old rules. Now I'm working on my last set of mounted men-at-arms. The idea was to make an elite force of the heavier units, because in the first version of Lion Rampant, you have a limit of 2 the same unit, I believe, and the way I calculated out a regular 24-point band was to have or rather an elite 24-point band was to have 2 units of 6 just foot men-at-arms, and then 2 units of mounted men-at-arms. Those are the most expensive units in Lion Rampant. So I figured if I paint those first before I paint regular infantrymen, I can at least play or get them on the table, and then over time I can add, the bigger 12-man foot units like crossbowmen or sergeants with spears and stuff like that. So I just want to show you guys what I'm working on and how I kind of begin the process. I have primed everything here in black, and you might notice here, I'll show you guys, this is one of the bannermen here that I've started painting. This guy's going to be Louis, the Count of Vendome, I think that's how you say it. He's going to be his banner, and I'll show you guys his banner carrier. The Perry set has these upright, try to focus it there, the Perry set has these upright kind of banner poles, or flag poles if you will, and they're meant to put flags on. Now with what I do here, you can see that my primer here, the black stuff I put on here, it is a Vallejo primer that I believe is supposed to be airbrush, but you can essentially paint it on. I no longer spray, I don't use an airbrush, and I find that I can control how thick the primer is. You can tell here by looking at the helmet that the primer I use isn't too thick. I've actually watered it down to put the thinnest coat I possibly can. It kind of looks like a dirty wash right now, but it gives me enough coverage here to just get the paint going. And I've kind of started the base coats here. I still have to layer it a bit more before I get to washes, and of course finish the rest of the unit. But or rather this guy, yeah, rest of the unit here, I still got to put some colors on it. But in any case, this guy here is going to be a banner, and he's going to be carrying this flag here. GMB does flags of the 100-Year War era. I have the Louis Count de Vendome, however you say it in French, the Count of Vendome here, Louis the First, and this is his banner. On the men with horses here, I'm going to be using the smaller flags. They may not be accurate for what the flags look like, because I think in the era they're kind of stiff cloth material on a flag, or rather what they carry, their banners weren't really proper flags. But once this goes on this guy here, it'll look good. It might not be realistic on a proper banner, but I think it'll work. As for this guy in particular, I'm actually going to attempt the best I can to freehand that heraldry on this guy. And you can see I've started his surcoat here with the white, because what I'll do, if you look back at this GMB design, and by the way, GMB design do my GMB design does my favorite banners for printing material and quality of paper. They're by far my favorite. I think they're a bit pricey for their flags on their website, but they're worth it if you want to get a couple of them. Really nicely done flags, lots of detail here, and that's their obviously version of that. I'll show you some other ones, but the idea is to get that coat of arms on this guy's in a quarter on his surcoat there. I did his pants and like a the split layer in there. Not really that you can see his trousers really from the front or anything like that. And you can see here that the primer really didn't cover the milliput in the back there very well, but that's okay. But yeah, he's one of the guys I'm going to be doing. I often write who am I painting on the bases just to remind me before I start painting, or if I have a change of mind, not to change my mind. So he's just going to be like this. I'm not going to give him any shield. I'm not sure on the horse color yet. The other bannerman I have is this blue guy here, and I like to paint with multiple shades of the same blue. I know some people, when they paint blue, they might just pick one blue and use it throughout, but on this guy with the fancy sleeves here, he's also going to be a banner carrier. He has different blue. You see, I put a different blue, I think it's the Calidor Sky, on the horse's bridle and the different reins and the straps there, and then his main part there is going to be Vallejo regular blue. He's going to be carrying the French standard fleur-de-lis. This is of Charles VII. This is Charles VII standard. I got this one because I thought it was so generic that that it would just fit. It's just fleur-de-lis, and I plan to just do that on this guy here. Give him the flag and make him blue. His sleeves are white inside. But I'm going to do that with him. I'm not sure if I'll put the fleur-de-lis on his clothing there, but he's going to carry the army standard, I guess. The standard of that. I have some other standards here I'm going to give to the sergeants. I might as well just share them with y'all quick. I got Arthur. He's the Count of Richmond. He's from Brittany. I've already done this guy on foot. I'm not going to do him a mounted version, but I do have mounted sergeants I want to do. I might give him this flag, but I'll probably give him the really big one to one of his infantrymen to carry. I got some pikes that work from the older, the older men-at-arms. There's the later men-at-arms for the 1450s to 1500s, which might be later, but their arms and the pikes still work for this era on the Agincourt infantrymen. So I'm going to give that guy a pike, and he's going to carry that flag there. The other flag I have is just another generic one, just Saint Martin. And I think that'll be good on, I think I'm going to put this one on the cavalryman, and then that one just give to a generic flagman on foot. Give the flagmen the bigger ones, while the smaller ones I'll give to the cavalrymen, so they work a little better. Other than that, I am going to be doing this guy here. I forget who he is, but apparently from what I read, I wrote the name there, Fayette. I don't know how to say his name in French, Lafayette. His coat of arms, or rather their coat of arms, their family one, or whatever they use to represent themselves, is always this kind of, I tried to put it on his kind of bridle cloth there, I'm not sure the proper term, I have to smooth it out a bit, but he has this surrounding his shield, and his coat of arms shield is red with a yellow stripe through it. And I'm going to make a shield on this knight that represents that, but also that cloth in the front is going to have a nice, clean version of that outline. If I can connect an image on the side as I'm talking here while I edit this video, I'll do that. But that's another guy. He's going to be an all plate, so he's not really going to be showing much color other than the shield and his horse there. Again, for generic guys, this guy here I've just decided to kind of half, and you can see I've done that with the horse's leather, whatever it is, the straps, for lack of a better word, on here. He's going to develop nicely. I might tone down his yellow a bit, because I've used yellow on some other guys, on Gilderay and one of the Scottish guys on foot. I like this yellow, but just to be a little different, I might overdo it with the Vallejo Desert Yellow. It's a little more dim, and I kind of like to mix up different yellows in the unit. And I think because this guy is just going to be a generic padded an armored knight on his horse, he's not going to have a family coat of arms or be recognizable. I think that'll look good, not just make him all bright yellow. Put in some variants there. And then the last one here, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm using a newer color I have, which is, I think it is, I don't know if it's the flat red. It's either dark vermilion or flat red. Again, a new Vallejo color. But I wanted to do a different red here. You know what one it is? I think it's this, yeah, it's dark red. Kind of reminds me of a little, like a bit of corn red from Citadel. But I wanted to put that on him as a base. I'm going to build him red and white and yellow for his colors on his fancy steed and his armor there. I want to make a generic knight, and the reason I wanted to make him more generic is because he's got something what, from my understanding, is called a half coat, and they didn't apparently put any fancy heraldry on that. They put plain colors and sometimes some simple designs. But I might put some designs on this guy, and then what I think I'll do I forget his name, but there's a really cool shield. The guy dies in battle, but he's a viscount of some sort from the south of France, and he's more involved with the wars in Aragon and stuff. But he's in France. He has like two quarters in his coat of arms, and he has two white quarters on the other sides, and they have trees on them. I think that'd be really cool to just freehand. So I might do that for him because he's got the right color base for his body, and then I can give the coat of arms on his shield the proper look. And I don't remember the name. I'll probably link it in the video, or put the put the coat of arms in the video itself in the corner somewhere. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now before I get to Romans. And once that unit is done here, this unit will probably take me a considerable amount of time, because I work on the heraldry, and you know, when I do my base coats, I'm kind of messy at first, but I make sure they're really thin coats, and then when I'm happy with them and fixed up things, then I do touch-ups, and then I get into, doing details and fancier stuff, and then eventually they'll look like my other stuff that I've painted. And yeah, that's basically my process. My process there as I explain it. Now, once these guys are on the go, and well, actually while these guys are going on the go, I have been working on the next decal project, as well as monitoring the progress on the Fleur-de-Lis dice Kickstarters. The Fleur-de-Lis dice Kickstarter is going to be complete very soon. I'll be working on shipping that hopefully this month. And then right after that, I have some more decals, if you've been following my channel for that information. So I've got guys painted up to represent the shields. I've got the shields done. I just need to have the decals ready, and then I'll get them to put together, and then I'll have the Kickstarter information and more videos about that later. But other than that, yeah, this is my side project, I guess, if you will, away from Punic Wars. And then I probably jump between this and the Punic War stuff that I was sharing in the last video. So that's all I want to share with you guys today. I will continue making painting vlogs about this project and others as I go along. I thank you guys all for watching, and thank you for showing interest in the comments. If you want to see more, just like and subscribe, and we'll keep on building this channel and doing what I do here. So thank you all for watching. Have an awesome one. Bye-bye.